I moved away when I was 18 from Nashville, and then I moved back after being away for 10 years and even being out of the country for 5 years, and it was just like mind-boggling to me to see like that people were wanting to move to Nashville, and this is like suddenly this very desirable place to be. And I was realizing that like my experience growing up in Nashville is very different than like why people move here and what they're experiencing now. And so through this course we were just having a lot of really interesting conversations about gentrification and who is afforded things by that and who loses out in this process. And I wanted to approach this from a place that felt appropriate, so I just started from home because I felt like this is something that I could confidently comment on without necessarily speaking to an experience that was untrue to mine. And then also spending a lot of time in 12 South recently, which, like I said, like I never, ever hung out in 12 South growing up. But it was very eye-opening to be in the 12 South area. And then I started reading all of these bonkers descriptions of the restaurants in that area. And then I started looking at descriptions of restaurants outside of 12 South, just like the hippest restaurants. Saw the contrast of maybe, I guess, how Nashville's being marketed and like how I experienced Nashville growing up and how I'm experiencing it now. This is my house from the woods that back up to our house. I read this description of some restaurant that said wineless and a woodsy ambiance, and I was like, okay, what does that even mean? Southern fare and elegant Southern fare and elevated Southern, all of these terms kept popping up. And I saw this really interesting, typical Southern aesthetic echoed in the front, on the front porch of our house with like the white pillar. Of course, that echoes back, I think, to the history of the South that there's no avoiding, that we still find in all of these everyday monuments around us and in like everyday architectural structures. I like think this. I grew up in this house. I grew up seeing this, but I don't think it was until I was older that I was like, what are big white pillars? What do those make me think of when I think of the South? You can see that door has been through a lot. It's seen better days. It leads to the den / office / makeup room / daycare / it used to be a garage when the house was first built, and Dad and his friends converted it into a different space, and then Mom had a daycare there growing up. That was how she earned our living. That's now where I do work. It's now where I get ready for the day. It's where I Skype with my husband. It's where I live now, and it feels very disconnected from everything outside my front door, even though this is where I grew up and this is where I live now, and I don't know quite how to feel about that.